Okay, what is up, guys? So pretty much I will level this character from level 1 to 110. First time leveling in this new patch, so people say that's definitely a different experience. What is up, guys? Which is exactly what I want, so that's a good thing. So pretty much I will level this character from... But okay, I will not use any heirlooms besides one. I hope it's fair enough. I want to use this mount just to how it was called, right? So yeah, that is the only heirloom I will use. Which is a bit of a paradox. Allow me to explain what I mean. Is that I don't want to use heirlooms because I don't want to level up too fast. Meaning I'm not going to do this thing with every single character that I have or will have, yeah. But I just want to try to level up at least one character without the heirloom, so I could comment eventually on how it felt and everything else. Because I did level the character before the latest patch. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is I leveled up so fast I didn't even understand what was kind of happening. It was kind of just too awkward. Okay, let's get going. Allow me to pause for like maybe 5-10 seconds. I just want to make sure that the sound is good enough. Okay, let's get going. Allow me to pause for like maybe 5-10 seconds. I just want to make sure that the sound is good enough. Okay, but okay, let's get going. I think it's okay. If anyone will have any feedback, please let me know. I did try to figure out all the setups, all the things, all the issues. I think it should be good enough. At the very least, I hope so. Okay. But okay, let's get going. I think it's okay. If anyone will have any feedback. Good. People say that in the next expansion, the classes that we have right now mostly will remain the same. I'm not sure if that's a bad or a good thing. I think it is okay for what it is. My main character is level 110 Hunter, and I do enjoy playing Hunter mostly in PvP, you know. Okay, let's slay these ones. Good. Okay, nice. So I guess it's safe to say that the first quest is done now. I do have the game on the highest resolution and the graphics and all that stuff, so I can see far into the distance. That's a nice thing, meaning I used to play for a little while on a medium resolution, so I didn't have a chance to appreciate the game for what it is, and it was a good game. Okay, so the second quest. Okay, this one is free. The next one. Come on, little piggy. Good. Nice. By the way, guys, if anyone will eventually have any questions, please feel free to find me on Instagram. You can see the link on the screen. So you can always write me, and I do reply quite quickly. Maybe something about the game, or maybe anything else, you know. You decide. But okay. Okay, the second one is done. Good. Let's carry on to the next one. I think Mulgar is one of the best looking zones in the game. I mean, for me personally, just kind of feels so like laid back, so relaxed, and just so beautiful and kind of just positive, you know? Okay, here we have to slay them down. Okay, done. The next one. I'm out of range. Right away I can say that you do level up a bit slower, which is a good thing. The mobs, I think, don't die too fast. But basically I can feel the difference. I do like this thing. Good. But before I spoke about the fact that they said that in the next expansion the characters will basically, I mean all the heroes or classes will remain mostly the same, so the point was, I just wonder, like, when it comes down to PvP, like, which classes will mostly dominate? I hope Warrior is gonna be, like, even somewhat, like, top 3, I hope. Because I kind of just want to mess around with Aurelia when it comes to PvP. And not just arenas, but battlegrounds, pretty much just everything. Okay, this one's done. The Warrior is definitely fun in any spec, to be honest. I mean, you can mess around if you go protection. I have, though I doubt that they do have top teams in the world, though I can check, I will have to. Just wondering. Okay, this one is done. Okay, group determining the quest now. If I recall correctly, the next quest will be the boss. I mean, he's not really the boss, but you will see what I mean.
Well met. Walk.
What do you need?
We shall meet.
Well, actually, I was wrong. I think it will be the next one. I think it will be the next one. Okay, this one. Good. Okay, so the next quest should be kill the boss. Oh yeah, the chief. Let's check him out. Ooh, I'm level 4 now. That's nice. Okay, let's get going. Okay, here we go. I did slow down for a sec because I wanted this Shiny to kill the mob as well.
What brings you?
Okay, it is time to leave the level 5 zone and carry on into the world. I mean, I'm still kind of staying in the same zone, but you know what I mean. And if you don't, this zone is like a level 5, from 1 to 4 to 5, and then you get to level, what is it, like 10? Well, you can level here from 1 to 20, okay. That's a new thing. Which is actually quite cool, so it means if you level up as an orc, for example, yeah, and you come into this zone on level 14, 15, if you want, you can still make the quests. That's kind of cool.
All the earth.
And to be honest, the more I think about this thing, the more I do realize that actually this flexible scaling and leveling kind of makes sense, to be honest. It does, actually. It's a good thing. It is. It's a good thing. It is. Okay, right now I will get at least, I think, 7 quests, which is quite a bit. Okay, this one is done. Oh, that's a cool ability, the Victory Rush. It heals you when you use it in the, actions, so that's a cool thing. It kind of just reduces your chances to die, like, almost close to 0, so that's a good thing.
How may I aid? Farewell. I have just the thing. Greetings.
Let me sell some stuff that I don't need. Okay, this one goes out, this one goes on, and on, out. Okay. Good to go now. Okay, so you can see on the map right now all the quests. I think I will start from this one and then go on to the number 2, then 3, and kind of make one also a bit after, so it doesn't really matter. It's pretty much all close. By the way, in case I actually haven't said, my name is Douglas Pelin. I was born and raised in Estonia, and my family roots take their beginning from Poland, Ukraine, and Moldova. And I kind of get a feeling that maybe some other countries also, but for that I will really have to dig deep and find out my roots, Well, with that being said, I'm 25 right now, and around 9 years ago, I think, I started playing World of Warcraft. I was lucky enough to start at the end of the vanilla times. I think I played for at least 6 months. The first character that I ever created was Orc Warrior, okay, just saying. But then I leveled him up to level 11, I think, and I stopped. Back then I had an issue, I couldn't level characters up until the end. I would get bored right away and I would stop, which is quite a... I'm not the only one, I wasn't and won't be. I mean, won't be is the wrong thing to say because I don't have that issue right now, which is a good thing. But basically I started over like 9 years ago. Back in the vanilla days, I was a big noob, but it was fun. Basically after the Orc Warrior I went to the Dwarf Hunter, and that's definitely when I had the most of fun. It just felt so amazing, even though the grind was insane. At the release it felt to me this way, that the grind, like, you literally had to kill the mobs to get the experience. Maybe I could have just found the quests, or I did something wrong, but of course I did the quests, but you had to kill so many mobs just to level up, and damn, it was pretty tough, and I leveled him to level 40 something, 42, 43, and then the Burning Crusade came out. So you kind of can count out the timing of my time in vanilla, And basically, when the Burning Crusade came out, I created the Draenei Paladin, and one of my guildmates told me to go for the Draenei Shaman, not the Paladin, because Alliance before never had the Shamans, and I knew that back then, but I just thought that the Draenei Paladin looks nice from the trailer of the Burning Crusade. But I leveled him to like level 20 something, and then I went to the Shami, and Shami was the first character ever, Draenei Shaman, that I leveled from level 1 to I wanted to say to 110, sorry, from level 1 to 70, and I did a bit of a raids and dungeons, obviously everyone did, but raids and like Karazhan and others, and definitely had a lot of fun. And then due to some little personal issues, I left the game. And I wanted to leave the game for a little while, and I kind of knew if I would have the characters, I would be extremely tempted to return. So what I did, and some people would say that's not a very wise thing, but unfortunately or fortunately, I did this thing, and I think it was the right thing to do in the present moment. Over 8 years ago, I deleted my characters. Looking back at this thing right now, I kind of feel a bit sad, but it's okay. I don't know if I can return the characters, because it has been such a long time ago now, and I just deleted them all the gold, all the items, and I did farm quite a bit of the herbs and the mining stuff. I sent to my good friends. I actually never met him in real life, but that's okay. I mean, in game he was a great guy, and I just sent him everything. I'm sure he was unpacking this thing for like, if you didn't have this, I don't remember if we had this automatic like mail thing when you just click and everything falls into your bag. If he had it back then, then lucky him, but if he didn't, then he was definitely opening his mails for at least an hour or something. Damn. But yeah, I left, and I do work as a chef, so for past 8 years I worked as a chef, meaning I was a simple cook, then a sous chef, and had a bit of experience as a head chef also. And just you could say that right now I do have a little vacation. I'm kind of off from work, just doing other things. And basically, what actually happened, how I returned to WoW after 8 years, is that I actually bought the Diablo game, and I didn't know that when you install this game, you do get the Battle.net also. So what happened was, I saw the Battle.net and all the other games from Blizzard, and there was World of Warcraft, obviously, and I just had a freaking like thought right away, damn, I just want to see how the game looks right now. And what I did was I leveled, they released 7 different classes from level 1 to 20, because back then I had a trial account. It was like around 4 or 5 months ago. So I had a trial account for a month, and I leveled at least 7, maybe even a bit more different classes from level 1 to 20. I kind of wanted to decide like which class to play if I will stay, and then I just wanted to see the difference between all the starting zones. By far, I think I liked the most the Undead zone. It is kind of like super like interactive, like you have this script which you follow, and everything just kind of happens and it just carries on. But yeah, so pretty much once again I bought the Diablo. I just wanted to play a bit of this game, and that's it. So I didn't even try to play this game. I just ended up downloading the Warcraft through the Battle.net, and a month after I just felt like I wanted to just give it a shot, just level from level well, back then level 20 to 110, and so I did actually, and the process felt amazing. Damn, it almost felt like I was back in vanilla days. I mean, I was a bit sad when I saw that you get this looking for group dungeons thing. You just press the button I, and right away you can teleport into any dungeon. In my opinion, that kind of takes away from the game. It makes the world much smaller than it is, because now you don't have to fly, you don't have to run, you just teleport, which is quite insane. But looking back at this thing right now, I kind of got used to this thing, I think. I'm kind of okay, but yeah, when I decided to stay like 4 months ago after an 8-year break, I went pretty much for a Tauren Hunter. So yeah, I played Hunter back in the vanilla and I think like I think it's honestly a very great class. By the way, I have to carry on. I'm kind of farming the mobs now. Sorry. Yeah, I think that the Hunter is a great class. Well, every class is great in its own way, I think. But the Hunter is great for me. I enjoy playing, and I hope and I think and I hope that Blizzard will fix some little issues, because you have this marksmanship, the survival, like the melee spec, where you have like a two-handed sword, for example, or a max or any other weapon, and it's good. It's actually fun to play, but it's still not nowhere close. For example, the warrior. You know, I mean, damn. It shouldn't be as good as Warrior, but it can be at least fun, you know, because if you break it down and you think about what the Hunter means, yeah, well, traps, they do have traps, good, but so many other things than just traps, you know, like what about like different camouflages and just being able to hide? Well, you can go invisible, but only for 1 minute, which is not good enough. You can feign death, that's a good thing, but still, it's not like versatile enough. It's still just a ability where you feign the death and your enemy just loses you as a target, you know. Well, it's definitely useful in PvE, you know, meaning that if you do this thing with mobs, then they're gonna like fall off from you right away. But I just hope they will kind of improve, you know, the Hunters and make them more balanced, because I kind of heard that they even admitted that they think that the Hunters are kind of unfortunately not well thought out, so yeah. Oh, there's actually one quest that I have to pick up. Kind of forgot to do this thing. And there we go. Good. Say that when I left World of Warcraft, what happened was quite an unusual thing, meaning I didn't play for such a long time, but the interest actually never went away. That's kind of crazy. You call it whatever you want, or love, or addiction, or anything else, or maybe just me being crazy or whatever, but the interest actually never went away. And from what I know, since I didn't play pretty much any games at all for past 8 years, I think there should be a lot of different games that are freaking amazing, so I'm kinda eager to discover them and definitely give them shots. I heard something about Skyrim. Am I making any sense? I don't know, I hope. But people said this game is like awesome. We'll definitely have to Google this thing or YouTube, so yeah. Though I do wonder where will be the World of Warcraft, for example, in 10, 15 or 20 years, you know? That's a kind of good question. Will they revamp the whole game, or revamp the whole game, like forget about this one and move on to the new game, meaning like a new version of World of Warcraft, or they will just revamp the whole game that I'm playing right now, so you will have all the achievements, all the characters, but just with a completely new graphics and all that stuff. Because if it's tough to imagine or do right now, you know, technically speaking, I'm sure that in 10 or 15 years the technologies will be so powerful that you will be able to do pretty much anything, or even everything, so yeah. but it definitely is a very a powerful thing to realize that even 10 years after, it is still actually quite beloved, and people do stick around. I think it's one of these things where it kind of just managed to become like a part of a culture, you know, which is insane. Okay, this one goes down. Boom. Easy. Okay, so what do we have here right now? Quest number 2. The birds. Goodbye, bird. And by the way, when I will level up this character, I will think about into the which zones will I want to move in. For example, I definitely, meaning sure as hell know that I want to come here to the Stranglethorn Vale. I want to do every single quest there. For me, this zone reminds the vanilla days so perfectly, and the booty bay is just freaking insane. It's like the best place, honestly. Moonglade reminds me, oh, sorry, that's Hygel, reminds me of some, back in vanilla, there was some world event. I think it was vanilla, should be, not the Burning Crusade, because I was a hunter, dwarf hunter back then, I think. And pretty much what happened was there was like some world event. Did they have them back then? I hope they did. Otherwise, I'm talking some stuff right now. And yeah, I was there for like some like weird reason, and I was trying to kill him, but I was getting ganked, like just getting killed left and right by this whatever he was casting or sending. But it was fun. There were so many players, and damn, these good old days, man. By the way, do you remember leveling up in the winter or spring? Extremely tough. Damn, it was tough. Actually, this thing just made me realize that it is actually healthy to write down things with your pen on the paper, you know? Just simple things, what you do, and be specific almost in everything, because I wouldn't mind having a notebook, you know, where I would have the information how it all started in my personal life. Well, I do remember most of the things, that's a good thing. But for example, I wouldn't mind reading like how I played the game, like what level my hunter was when the Burning Crusade came out, and all the other stuff, you know. Sometimes it's just fun to know things, especially when it has to do something with you. Okay, what is that? By the way, the charge ability has 20 seconds of cooldown. I will hope and wonder if it is shorter on the maximum level. Look at the city, man. It's just amazing. By the way, in this zone, sometimes you can find these kodos that are rare. Oh, well, that's not a big thing. They won't drop you a minute or something. But still, you know, they can drop a bag or something. Okay, I need 2 more 2 items more from these little swoopies. Good. One to go. One to go. What the heck? Okay, that's enough. Good. So these quests are done. I'm kind of a bit off the track right now. But that's okay. I'm not sure what professions should I take for the warrior. What about... I don't know if there's any point in having the blacksmith. I mean... well, of course there is. I'm sorry. Of course there is, but... well, yeah. I never actually leveled blacksmithing, so I guess it would be quite reasonable to go for it. So blacksmithing and something else. No need for mining because I do have it on my hunter. My hunter got dehabalism and mining. I kind of do farm things from the hunter. Though I was thinking about dropping mining and going for the engineering so on hunter. So yeah, I will just think about this thing for a day and decide something. Okay, wait, what? No. Yes, good.
It's not ready. It's still recharged.
They either will be calmed or they will attack you, so let's see.
Can't use that.
Okay, there we go now. Oh, no. Whew, okay.
It's not ready.
Well, that was easy. Okay, now we go. Down. Perfecto. Okay, done. I will actually go to the Thunderblood City now, and from there I will finish off the quest and then take the flying bird back to the Bloodhoof village.
Some.
By the way, since the Stormwind and Orgrimmar got updated like a long time ago, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can always check some videos on YouTube. I think it will surprise you in case you didn't know how they looked before. I wonder if Blizzard has any plans on changing, you know, other cities. For example, I think, well, all the cities, they are quite unique in their own way. I would say that for me, since I like Torrens and Mulgar so much, you know, the Thunder Bluff is definitely one of my favorite cities. But with that being said, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing the city a bit refreshed. Nothing too drastic, please, nothing too crazy. But just, you know, something new, something different, something that is maybe even unexpected. That would be cool. Oh, look at this guy. Okay.
I have just the thing for you. Ancestors teach. How may I aid you?
Okay, we're gonna sell that stuff. And that also, and that. Okay, good. Allow me to get the Thunder Bluff Tabard. Luckily, I do have the money.
What brings you here?
And now it is the time to fly away. Let's go.
Farewell.
And speaking of the dungeons, since I don't want to rush too fast with this character, I don't want to level up to level 110 in 4 or 5 days. I'm not using the heirlooms. And speaking of dungeons, I will not do too many dungeons. In fact, each time I will level from, for example, level 20 to like 40. At some certain points, you get like this little notification on your screen that new dungeon is unlocked. And exactly at this point, I will always quire into the specific dungeon that is unlocked and do it once. And hopefully, I don't think that in every dungeon you can get all the quests done through one run. It doesn't really kind of bother me. Well, I will think about this thing, but pretty much I'm trying to make a point that I will do mostly just once all the dungeons. Just one run and that's it, you know. Before there was an issue before the patch that if you would do the dungeon once, you would get at least one level most of the times. Do it 3-4 times, damn, you're basically out leveling all the zones, so the balance was quite messed up. Okay, sounds good. Let's go. Level 7. Hey, not too bad, is it? That's good. Hey, boy.
Walk with the earth.
Walk with the earth. What is he talking about?
Just the thing.
Just a thing. Okay. I'll wait. Come here, boy.
Relax.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the game, you know, evolving and changing and growing into something new, the Blizzard definitely, I know we're gonna get those allied races quite soon, which is a good thing, but I wouldn't mind seeing more options. As far as I'm concerned, Taurens are the coolest, or one of the coolest, in a way that if you go to the barbershop, right, you can change anything about your character, new skin color, horns, just anything. And for example, if I remember correctly, the orcs, you cannot change their like skin color. Not a big thing, but if you play for a little while as the same character, you kind of most likely will want to have a bit of a difference here and there sometimes. So yeah, at the very least, what they could do as soon as possible for sure is just unlock what you have on your character right now and be able to change it through the barbershop. I think that's very reasonable. And besides that, I just hope that eventually they will add more features. Like, and what about, for example, weight? You know, does every single Tauren has to look like a bodybuilder like Dorian Yates? You know, not really. Though I'm afraid that kind of would take a bit of away from the game, maybe, because when everyone looks the same, it kind of like it looks aesthetically pleasing. Though that's a bit of a debate, anyways. Though not really, to be honest. I mean, in real life, you have a lot of friends, and they're all different, you know. Some are taller, shorter, bigger, smaller, and yeah, basically I think it would be just a good thing to be able to have different tolerance. You know, like one is, you know, bodybuilder, the second one is just a casual Joe, you know, and the third one is something else, you know. Because to be honest, almost all characters in the game are kind of like fit, you know, like, I mean, fit in some ways is a great thing, but when you're like a bodybuilder, it just kind of raises the question, like what is going on? I'm not sure about, for example, the females. I mean, blood elves, they're quite like gentle and fragile in the best possible way. I speak about the females. Yeah. But yeah, once again, without rambling for too much, I think a bit of a more realistic difference wouldn't just hurt the game. It only would improve the game, I think. From here we can see the Farless forest trees, which kind of looks nice. Okay, here I will have to cleanse the well. I think I will be able to do this thing without... Oh no. Jinxed. Done. Easy. By the way, I'm looking forward to playing this Tauren warrior as the tank in the dungeons. That's going to be fun. And definitely I do like playing the Tauren. Well, first of all, somehow I find them very peaceful and pleasant. To be honest, there is not a class that race that I don't like in the game. I'm not gonna say that I like them all at the same level, you know. We all have different preferences, but... Quest number 1, okay. And I do get the new ability, it's Execution. It's like... ability that every warrior, you know, likes to have. Okay, the charge goes to number 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. Good. I do have some of my, you know, buttons, like, set up on different buttons. Buttons was, what am I talking about? As you can see right now on the screen, I always have this stump on the button X, you know, so it's quite close to the thumb, and it's perfect for the PvP. You know, I'm always kind of ready to use this thing. And I definitely will record some videos of my hunter on PvP, you know, some arenas and battlegrounds. Anyone who is interested interested in maybe leveling up the hunter and just giving it a go, and kind of just, for anyone who doesn't know really how the hunters work, I wouldn't mind just sharing some information. I think it could be a bit useful to anyone who wants to learn. Okay, done. So I just received a message from my friend. He's basically just asking me how am I doing. I quickly replied, I'm doing great. Wait, two-hand. Damn, that's perfect. By the way, I do like the latest expansion so far. The Legion, I think Blizzard made only, well, not only, but the biggest mistake is the fact that, you know, the legendaries, they kind of just, they're like Skittles, you know, they just fall from everywhere, you know, just you make the battleground to get the legendary, you kill them up, you get the legendary. It's easier to say by doing which things you don't get the legendary, you know, because anything you do, you know, you pretty much end up with having at the least one legendary. So it means by the time the Legion ends, you know, every player will have at least some legendaries. Before it used to be a super rare thing. You get one, you're like a legend, you know, you're like a pro, like, or you get extremely blessed, lucky, whatever. But now everyone has one. Well, yeah, they don't look as nice as, for example, legendaries from the Burning Crusade or Vanilla or the Wrath of the Red King, which is a good thing that they don't. I won't be able to show them off too much. But yeah. That the lesson is learned and that we won't have anything like this in the next expansion, because otherwise it's going to be a bit insane. And by the way, I saw the latest in-game trailer where they kind of explain the idea behind the next expansion, that there's like a what was the name? Oh, sorry, I heard like some gems that are like super strong, which will be the reason why the Hordes in the Alliance will have to fight forward with each other. It kind of made sense. It was put up together nicely. So kudos to Blizzard for, you know, explaining well what is going on. Okay, I don't want to jump down. There is no need for that. I just need one more and that's it. Hello. Good. Okay. Pretty much I'm slowly moving away from the Bloodhoof village. It means I will move up to north around this camp Sungrace. Oh. And definitely I cannot wait for the classic World of Warcraft servers, you know. I still don't know what character will I want to level up, and it's still a big question what kind of vanilla they plan on releasing. I hope it will be a polished up vanilla without the bugs, without the issues. I heard some players say that they want to get back the real vanilla, even the bugs. If I recall correctly, the undeads, they had a bug that when they would kind of like kneel and move, they would kind of like freeze in the kneeling position and move forwards, or some other race. And this guy said that he wanted to have even this bug, you know. For me, it's just a bit silly, I think, and I would go for just a simple vanilla as it was before, but just polished up, you know, nice and clean. And maybe they will have even consider working on the specs, you know, because if I recall correctly, the survival spec on Hunters, for example, it was insane. Okay, maybe it was perfect, but from what I remember, it was almost impossible to play this thing. I respect once I spent like 50 gold, and back in a vanilla day, 50 gold was a huge amount of gold, by the way, and it was basically spent for nothing. Honestly, it was a waste of a time, waste of a money. Though maybe I should just shut up about this thing and research, but it's just what I remember. It was just insanely tough to play. I hope I'm not talking some nonsense. But yeah, I can slowly start now deciding where to will I want to go and level up after this zone. Is Barrens where I have to go, or some other options? 35, 40, no. Wait, what is that? It says from 10? That's insane. Northern Barrens from 10 to 60. Damn, that's funny. Well, this one, Southern, is from 25. I leveled this zone throughout every single point, but I never tried the Southern Barrens, so I will definitely have to visit this zone and clear it all out. But before that, Ashenvale, I did this zone before, I kinda know it. Ashera, I didn't do it, only like few quests, so maybe Ashera will be next. Let's see. Oh no, yeah, it was good. Okay, good. Perfect. I think that will be the last quest in the Bloodhoof village, from where I will go to the Camp Sangreys. Oh no. Okay, I'm level 9 now. Gonna be level 10 soon, and I will have opportunity to pick up the spec. And I definitely know what I am interested in. I want to have in each of my hands two-handed weapon and just rock the place. Oh, that's a bit silly of me. Let's go back to the fire. And now we can run. That's the funny way of getting, fast from one camp to the other one. I think it will jump over. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I will just zip it up now, because clearly my memory is not too bad. Okay. Sorry, allow me to show you the zone, just to appreciate how it looks, just to appreciate for what it is. Damn. I mean, eventually, there will be like a VR for the World of Warcraft, or maybe there is, but we just don't know it, or maybe I just don't know it. And experiencing this thing with your own eyes. Yeah, I'm starting to sound crazy. By the way, I'm surprised that I heard that the Counter-Strike is like still around. I thought this thing died out a long time ago. I don't mean to sound like an old man, because I'm just 25, still young, but I played this game back in the day when I was like 10 or something, and it still goes on strong, which is a really logical thing. If the Warcraft goes on strong, why the Counter-Strike wouldn't? But I just didn't know it. The graphics kind of look awesome there. So maybe I will just give it a shot also, just download this thing and see where it goes from there. Okay, I have 3 quests now and 1 to turn in, so it's 4. Who do I have to slay here? Okay, you. Come here, boy. Okay, done. By the way, has anyone seen the World of Warcraft movie in cinemas? I know that I did when it came out. I think I went to the premiere, and I was a bit disappointed. Please feel free to share your opinions. If you liked, why? If you disliked, why? With that being said, allow me to explain you why I was a bit disappointed. First of all, I didn't have any crazy or just insane expectations. I went into this thing with a hope and nothing but the hope, and it's hard to even explain, but I can do it. Well, first of all, I think someone said out of this, or was it the director of the movie, that it's going to be as equally as good as Lord of the Rings, which it wasn't. I would put it on the same line with The Hobbit. You know, The Hobbits were okay, not too bad. Some moments were epic, amazing, others were just kind of questionable. But Lord of the Rings are just one of these like unicorns, you know. The first part is amazing, the second one gets better, the third one is just insane. For me, by the way, just the favorite part is the second one, and the sequences at the start of a movie when they're kind of running to get the hobbits back from orcs. It's Legolas, Aragorn and Gimli running for these green hills, and surprisingly I was blown away when I was watching a little documentary about Peter Jackson. He was talking about like his favorite parts from Lord of the Rings, and he said the same thing, that just seeing them running across the hills is his favorite part to see and to shoot and everything else. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, as I said, don't want to get off track now, sorry. As I said, the World of Warcraft movie, some moments were great, others were kind of weird, and ultimately I think they kind of lost a bit of a point here and there, and I hope they will continue. There is nothing to give up on. There are definitely many other characters they can focus, and they should focus on. At the least, I could say right off the bat is that Arthas and Illidan, you know. Imagine making a movie about these guys. Lights out, boy, lights out. It's going to be just epic. So I would definitely concentrate on these guys and just do something new, different. I hope they will. And by the way, I'm killing a rare mob right now. I think it's going to be either a green item or a bag. Well, green item or bag, obviously. Wait, I have quest number 2, and I have to go for the wolves. Seriously, going all the way to follow me. That's a bit insane. Okay, he's off now. That's good. Oh, found one.
I'm out of range.
And by the way, speaking about the Warcraft, I think the Blizzard should eventually, an expansion would be a perfect moment, you know, why not really, to make not just one new class, but 2 classes, and give one class to Alliance and the second class to Horde, just to make it exact as if it was back in the vanilla days. I think that was one of the most unique elements in the game. Like, Alliance had the Paladins and the Horde had Shamans. That kind of reflected the difference between both factions, you know, and right now we don't have this difference. And I think they would kind of have to dig deep, meaning dig deep and dig back, you know, into the history, because I'm sure there are some things that I could find from the history of World of Warcraft and the reasons why they have this game in the game. I think it was one of the best things in the game. We had Paladins, they had Shamans, or we had Shamans, they had Paladins, and yeah, I can't miss this thing. Because it's cool for many reasons, and the biggest reason I would say is the fact that, for example, if you're the Horde, yeah, and imagine you're back in a vanilla right now, you play as a shamie, and if you attack the enemy, like if you play on a PvP server somewhere and that's the Alliance Paladin, yeah. You know, it's kind of unusual because you're kind of fighting against a guy who you don't have on your side. And back then, I'm sure there were a lot of people, and as now, also that they just play on one side. They play, for example, Horde only, and they never even tried to play Alliance, you know. Of course, maybe they created a character once, but they never actually played, so this kind of makes the feeling kind of stronger that you kind of belong to one faction instead of just to nothing or something that you don't know. With all that being said, I think I made my point clear that Blizzard should make 2 classes and separate them between the Horde and the Alliance. Level 10, perfect. Mortal Strike, that's cool. Wait, I think I should put execute onto the button E. Yeah. Wait, can I pick a spec now? Oh yeah. Arms, a battle-hardened master of two-handed weapons, using mobility and overpowering attacks to strike his opponents down. That is exactly what I want. Okay, I put the pants on. Not that I didn't have them before, but yeah. Wait, I'm doing something wrong. I think I should be able to wear down and feel like a noob right now. 2 hands and 2 hands. Okay, don't want to waste time. Don't want to look silly. I'll do it later. This is cool. Why can't I put on the second weapon? Okay. No. By the way, I saw this level 11, I think, yeah, Druid, and I just realized, damn, I always realize some things. But when I bought the Burning Crusade, when I bought the Legion, I did have one boost for the character, and I went for Total Druid. Okay, I do enjoy playing this class, and right now I'm level 107, it's 107, and it's cool playing. I tried all specs. I clearly nowhere being close to mastering all specs, but I have it a bit of a try here and there, and it felt nice. And I do like playing this spec, I mean, hero, but there is one thing that I kind of feel like a little maybe a regret, is that surprisingly I don't feel the connection to this character, meaning that if you get the character from level 1 to 100 for free, you kind of never have the chance to level anything, pretty much. You do it only at the very end of a line, and it kind of doesn't create the memory to how it felt before, because I saw this level 11 druid just running around, and I had a thought, did I do this? And then immediately I realized that no, because I had a boost. I'm sure some people would disagree, some would agree. We're all different, I think, and yeah, even though it's silly, but it's true. in my case. Okay. Wait, I think it is Fury that actually wields two weapons. I definitely confused myself. Oh yeah. Okay, now we're talking. Sorry guys. Okay, this one goes to here. And this one is what? This one remains here. Why do you have a mount here? That's kind of confusing. Passive, and these are the real abilities. Good. And this one goes on X. Good. As you can see, by the way, I do have the Drying Orb Pathfinder and the Broken Isles Pathfinder, which is a great thing. So this way you can level up right away by using the flying mounts. Which I'm actually contradicting myself right now, but I will definitely want to use the flying mounts in the later zones. Because I did level before with my hunter without being able to fly. And yeah, well, some things felt nice, some not so much, you know. Especially the fact is that in Drano you have so many treasure chests everywhere, you know. And if you don't have the flying mounts and you have this temptation to open this thing, at some points you would have to run around for like maybe 10 minutes to figure out how to get there. And then you end up with realizing that you can't. What a great thing. Okay, that is one of the last quests in this zone. I think soon I will have to go to Thunder Bluff. Let's see. Oh yeah. And speaking about the Warcraft and being away for 8 years and all that stuff, I do remember that when I was away from the game on a third year, I think, I accidentally found some music on YouTube from World of Warcraft, and when I heard, I think it was one of the melodies from the Elven Forest, when I heard this thing, it just triggered so many that's the wrong word to use. It just kind of brought back so many memories from the game. Just proves that, you know, just like in real life, any small detail even if we think sometimes that it doesn't matter, you know, like, oh, it doesn't matter, you know, forget this thing. Well, are you sure that it doesn't matter? I think everything matters, you know. If you want to be a great in any profession or in anything, most likely you will have to be paying attention to the details. Imagine if you're like me right now, renovating my little studio, you know. The details matter. If you don't pay any attention to details, you will end up with something that most likely will not be good enough. So yeah. That's a cool NPC, by the way. Check out this thing. It says physical damage taken reduced by 99%. I would imagine killing him is quite tough.
The fate of Azeroth rests in your hands.
I think it looks cool. Damn.
The war with the Legion.
Okay, we have to go to the north, to the corner of the Mulgar zone. And I think that will be the last quest in this zone. Okay, it will be a bit risky and jump down. Ouch. Okay, now that's the real jump. Let's go.
And the high mountain trembles. The coward, and the fury of those three bring my father down by hands of you. We must unite if we are to survive. It is for you.
Okay. That was emotional. Okay, let's get going. One of the greatest ideas that Blizzard did imply to this game is the fact that we do have like time walking Black Temple, and now there is Ulduar, you know. That's a very logical and reasonable thing to do, I think. Why should you forget for good these awesome looking places, you know? Refresh it, just come up with some like time machine thing that allows you to go back to the past and do this thing over again. So kudos to Blizz, yeah. And by the way, I was playing around the idea of the vanilla servers. Is that, imagine if finally go to the elevator. Imagine if on these vanilla servers, the classic World of Warcraft, after the next rounds, yeah, that's like the top, like final, like front line. If they would kind of just go on and making more expansions, or maybe not like an expansion, but meaning that imagine if after next Rammus you would have another raid with still that would be still in the content of the vanilla, you know, just from a different angle. Maybe they could approach something. But that's a bit of a risky because people take this so seriously and some will get offended, you know. But if you do it the right way, then I think that most of the people like this thing. The lore of Warcraft is so huge and big that, you know, you can just experiment and just do something new. Okay, from here I will have to go to the what? To the Orgrimmar. Wait, so that zone is from 1 level to 20. That's funny, it means I can go there right now and easily make every single quest. Which is kind of insane. Damn. Wait, it means I can go to any starting zone of the Blood Elves and then the Undeads. Oh, that's kind of cool. This one is from 10 to 60, that's insane. Okay, well, I need to make a decision. This one is from 25, this one downward, that's the Alliance. This one is 2060, that's still Alliance. Wow. Let's go to the Orgrimmar, and from there I will decide where to go now. Meaning where to go next. Okay, let's fly. Okay, I think that looks amazing. That looks just beautiful. Damn. And the music, oh boy. Once you see something like that, you know, you just think about the cataclysm right away. I speak about meaning like an expansion, not the fact that there was a dragon. I didn't play Kato, I didn't get a chance because I did leave WoW at the early stage, early stage of the Wrath of the Lich King. But from what I felt when I was leveling from 1 level to 110 is that Kato felt just a bit like short-handed, meaning it didn't feel like a complete expansion. I was in some of these zones and I leveled a bit and I just kind of couldn't. I just bounced away right away. It just at first it felt amazing to be underwater, you know, but 5-6 hours after I was like, you know what, I think I had enough. Thank you for this, you know, swimming pool action, but I had enough. So yeah. I did level up in Ashen Vale just recently, and did level up my Orc Shaman, so I don't feel eager to go there because I still do remember it as if it was yesterday, so where to go, where to go? Okay, good.
What are you? Down.
Damn, I'm taking a risk, you know, but okay, let's give it a shot. I think if you jump down from here and survive, then you do get the achievements. If you survive. Okay, I did, but I didn't get the achievement. That's okay. For now, I will have to sell some items. Wait, 8 slot bank. You must be kidding me. That's perfect. Okay, this one we sell. This one is two-handed. Obviously, I should replace. Perfect. Off. Out. And away, and away. No sell price. Okay, we can sell pretty much everything. Okay, nice. Slowly but surely we're getting geared up. But I'm sure once I go to the dungeon I will get this thing done so fast that, you know, I mean, if you get lucky, like in a small way, then you can get dressed by doing just even 1 or 2 dungeons, you know, so that's easy. Of course, I'm not talking about using the heirlooms, so there you go.
Strength and honor.
Okay, level 11, that's good.
Peace,
Northern Barons.
friend. Ancestors watch.
Okay, let's dedicate like 1 minute of time, just 1 minute of time to analyze where to go now. Obviously not these zones. Well, this one is still fresh in the memory. Wait, what else? Okay, right now I'm thinking about 2 options. It's either Duratar or Northern Barons. Duratar or Northern Barons. Okay. Okay, just more 10 seconds. It's either this one or Barons. Okay, I think I'm just overthinking this thing. I'll just stick to the script, at least for the process of the next zone, and from there I will just switch it up and pretty much go anywhere. And once again, this zone is available from level 25. Okay. And this one is to level 20, and this one is to level 20... 60. Wait, 60. Do you know what? I'll just do Durator right now. Enough is enough. Let's move on. Let's get this zone done, and from there we're gonna move on. Perfect.
Go with hunger. Spin. Abu. Farewell. Mukra. Strength.
Okay, we're here at the place. Ooh, I didn't see that coming. Poor wolf. Oh, that's a fast quest.
Victory. What do you need? Go forth to meet.
It's kind of cool that, for example, one zone, meaning Duratar, where I am right now, so for the Yorks, when you level up from level 1, you go from south to north, yeah? And in my case, since I came from Thunderbluff, meaning Mulgore, I start from the north and I go down to south eventually, so it's like a vice versa process. And if an orc would go to Duratar, I apologize, if he would go to Mulgore, then he would end up doing the same thing, going from north to south. So, yeah. I should have checked the transmog for the weapons. Once again, I'm using no heirlooms besides the chopper, but at the very least I will use the transmogs just to spice up some things, you know. By the way, when I was leveling up in Legion from level 100 to 110, I was surprised by how fast it all went down. I literally leveled, and I wasn't like going crazy mode on anything, just leveled like in 2 or 3 days, I think. Just bam bam and all done. It was super crazy, super fast. I thought that you would level from level 1 to 100 like in a fast mode, and eventually, since the Legion is like the latest expansion, you would have to kind of grind. I do remember the grinding in Wrath of the Lich King. I think you had to farm like, well, it was a bit tougher than right now, and I was expecting the same thing, but turns out it was nowhere close. It was just so fast, just like on any other level or expansion process. So yeah. Now that is a thing that I do like about the aftermath of the Cataclysm, meaning especially it's good if you did play the vanilla, because you do remember how it all looked before the Cataclysm, because before there was no water here whatsoever, and now you have it all just kind of just lost and covered deep down in the water, which is kind of cool thing. It just, at the end of the day, it kind of makes the world feel a bit more real, you know, because if nothing changes for 10 years besides the expansions, then what are we doing here? So in some regards, making a Cataclysm was definitely a right move, though I think it was a bit poorly executed. So yeah, and I do actually perfectly understand why they went for Cataclysm, meaning the Death Wing, you know, because in the first expansion you have the Illidan, and in the second Lich King, you know, the first one is awesome, the second one is you know, equally awesome. Like Illidan and Lich King are both like the top you know, characters in this universe, and obviously on the third expansion they kind of tried to top it off, you know, just go even more further with being like awesome and amazing. And I guess they thought that the red dragon who breathes out the fire would be much more amazing than Illidan and Lich King, which in my humble opinion, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. Okay, perfect. Let's get going. And that's the, like, how to say it correctly, maybe a bit of a tough side to having all this, you know, flooded, is that if you jump into the water, you know, you won't be able to leave this zone from every single corner. You will have to make it sure that you're on the right path in order to get out. Well, this quest is kind of sending me away from the zone into the Azshara, Once again, this zone is from 10 to 60. Damn. Okay, I did set out to clear out this zone, and that is exactly what I will do. By the way, I want to check the shield. Oh wow, that's actually amazing design. Damn. Perfect. Toy box. No, I'll go for... I do have some cool pets, by the way, from different raids. I don't know if some of them are rare. Maybe some are, yes, maybe none of them.
What do you say?
Wait, I think I saw one more quest on the minimap. Or was I wrong? Oh yeah, I did. I think.
What do you need? Go forward to victory.
By the way, once I get to level 20, I wonder how many dungeons we'll have unlocked. I think the first one is getting unlocked on level 15, if I reckon correctly. Damn, that's a tall tree. I think it's from Higel. Should be. And look at the amount of pets that you have in the game. I think it's just... Quite frankly, it's just insane. Oh, this one is cool. Damn. I wonder if there is anyone who has all the pets. I don't know if that is possible. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. No, I don't want to have any battle. Cancel. But okay, let's get going. Wait, I wonder if I get here, what kind of levels will I have? I want to check.
Hello, man.
Hello, man. Hello, man. Yeah.
Someone call for the doctor.
What?
I think this zone won't have the quests for my level, but let's see. They should be available, that's for sure, but still. I'll just take one. Well, that's an easy. Yeah, it's grey, so I'll just carry on. Well, that makes sense that there are no quests that scale in that part of the zone, otherwise that would be awkward. Imagine if you're a new person to this game, you create a character on a level 1 and nearby you see level, I don't know, 96, just farming these mobs, you know, so yeah. But okay, now it means that we know what to do and where to go. Let's carry on. By the way, when I was creating this tour in WoW, I was thinking about between taurins and trolls, and I know the trolls will get revamped, meaning they will be able to stand tall and straight without being in this position of a little beast, you know, so that's a good thing, but I still decided to go for the taurins. Okay, let's get going. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's the funny zone where you have like so-called alliance NPCs and you have to meet them all. And you can just take them down with just one shot, which makes it extremely easy. And one more.
Feeling well? Hey there. Up the door. Who you be? Spirits be with you, man.
Oh wait, yeah, there's that quest. Okay, so when it says something about the venom, then I have to place the totem on it. Still doing something wrong? Wait, allow me to refresh my memory. Okay, still slow, damn. What a silly mistake. Okay. So the only thing I have to do is be just fast enough to place this freaking totem when it's about time, and nothing else. Okay, that's fast enough, good. Perfect. Wait, I did score the previous ones. I didn't even notice. Damn. Well, that's good. Then I got free to go. No. God. Silly, silly. Well, okay, whatever. I'm just silly right now. I keep on killing them. Come on, Douglas, focus, boy. Do something about this thing. Okay, done, perfect. Thank you. 2 to go. Oh, I think I will miss this one. I will. No. Good. Perfect. Okay, this one is done. And 2 to go. I have to get back to the Alliance, so-called NPC zone, and clear this thing out, I think. By the way, should we expect more of that kind of like action in the next expansion, since it's going to be a battle between the Horde and the Alliance? I think we should. I think we're gonna get this thing, yeah. Just the Horde and the Alliance finally, in a way, finally, yeah. Just interacting, you know, with each other and by fighting against one another, but that's not bad. I do get a feeling that leveling up without the heirlooms is good, meaning it's not too fast, but I think it's still nowhere even near to how it felt in the game, you know, because back then I think I would have to eat something after each second or a third mob, you know, but so far I'm just taking them down and without having to worry about anything besides just getting the quests on, and that's it. Okay, I got 3 mobs to go. Okay, so is the second, I mean the first, and the second one should be somewhere nearby. The first one is done. These won't count, these are the defense one. I think they will be here on the right side. Okay. And that's the last one.